Hi guys, welcome! In this video, we'll take a closer look at the up-to-date tanky support build for Hela in PvP. With the recent updates, Hela has risen to become one of the key players in 6v6 teams with her ability to counter HP loss damage from the Harvester skill combined with her ability to inflict annoying debuffs and statuses on enemies. For this guide, we'll focus primarily on a tanky build with a mix of cooldown gear, since this build enables Hela to endure team clashes while holding the orb. We will cover everything you need to know, from stats, runes, gears, cards, upgrades, and battle tips to help maximize Hela's survivability and effectiveness in PvP. Alright, without further ado, let's begin. For attribute point distribution, a hybrid stat allocation is recommended wherein points are distributed evenly to all attributes. This because her exclusive weapon grants 1% physical and magic damage reduction for every 10 points of all attributes. Extra points should be allotted to Vit for boosting max HP, HP regen, and physical defense, and for increasing magic attack, max SP, SP regen, and magic defense, Dex for reducing the variable cast time of skills, and Luck for enhancing crit res. Other stats that are significant for improving survivability are as follows. Even though Hela has the ability to reflect abnormal statuses, it's still important to invest in status resist so that the attacker would find it more difficult to resist the reflected status. Up next, let's discuss the most important runes to get. Maxing out the core passive skill to level 7 is a must in order to effectively play Hela in PvP. This allows her to freely choose the attributes to interfere with and doubles the duration of Phantom Interference from 30 to 60 seconds. Aside from activating the second line effect, you should also aim for a high first line value on these runes. A max value for the Memory Extraction Star rune can make an enemy forget using all skills by up to 13 seconds. A high value for the Resounding Dream Star rune prevents skilled players from being resurrected and returning to spawn point for a longer time. A high value for Bloodline Awakening rune grants up to plus 20% max HP. A high value for the Harvest of Death rune can restore a percentage of HP and SP every 5 seconds when the Deadly Poison buff is active. A high value for the Vicious Canine rune reduces the percentage of the enemy's physical attack and magic attack. And a high value for the Spectral Entanglement Star rune reduces the enemy's poison damage reduct when under frustrated status. As for attribute runes, prioritize the following for improving survivability. And for the Arcane runes, I recommend getting these 3 runes. Tai Chi rune for converting a percentage of the damage received into HP loss damage, which will then be converted to self-healing under Bloodline of the Deceased state. Indestructible rune for enhancing your attackiness when your HP is below 50%. And Bloody rune to amplify the HP loss damage from Fatal Dream. Up next, let's dive into the recommended equipment set and cards. First, for weapon, Hela's exclusive weapon Prayer of Death is the best in slot as it boosts both offensive and defensive stats. Just remember to adjust your stat distribution to at least 200 points in all attributes so you'll gain up to 20% physical and magic damage reduction. Your weapon should be enchanted with Tenacity 4 and High Status Resist and inlaid with Sniper Divine MVP card or Spacious Star card for survivability. For offhand, I prefer using either a Marine Soul Bulwark for more elemental damage reduction or Sins of the Living for reducing the cooldown of skills. Your offhand should be enchanted with Tenacity 4 and High Physical Damage Reduct and inlaid with Snake Demon Gorgon's card. You may also opt to switch between Golden Thief Bug Star card against Magic DPS or Basilisk card against Physical DPS. For armor, I recommend using Tide Rider's armor as main equipment for reducing elemental damage and Comet Warfare armor as phantom equipment for increasing resistance to various abnormal statuses. Your armor should be enchanted with high max HP%, physical damage reduct, and status resist, and inlaid with an Argopi card since Hela is vulnerable to poison damage. You should also prepare other cards for switching depending on the enemy lineup, such as Ancient Half-Dragon card against Jormungandr or Ghostring Star card against Barma build Chronomancer. For garment, I prefer equipping a Glorious Shoulder Badge as main equipment for boosting max HP and Deerskin Manto as phantom equipment due to its set effect with Green Rattan shoes. Your garment should be enchanted with Divine Blessing 4 and High Status Resist and inlaid with Dark Assassin Cross Aramis Avatar MVP card for reducing all elemental damage taken and a chance to restore HP and SP. For foot gear, you can either use a Super Mecha War Boots or Crucible of Blood as main equipment and Green Rattan shoes as phantom equipment. Your footgear should be enchanted with Divine Blessing 4 and High Status Resist, and inlaid with Phantom Dragon Galliaranton card for significantly reducing damage received as it turns you into Dragon Race when you poison yourself. Other options are Edgar Star card to prevent flinching when getting Orb, Moonlight Flower Star card to roam around the map faster, and Alien Tesseract card to boost HP and avoid being manholed by PD or blackholed by Elga. For accessories, you may equip 2 Martyr's necklaces in the main equipment slot to increase both defensive and offensive capabilities, and then use 2 Resuscitation rings in the Phantom equipment slot for boosting HP and damage reduction. Your accessories should be enchanted with Tenacity 4 and High Physical Damage Reduct, and inlaid with Osiris Star card or Sea Spirit Totem card for boosting HP, and an Acolyte Alander card to be able to cast Light Shield for additional protection against ranged physical attacks. For headwear, these are my top picks for each slot. Moonlight Bunny or Eggshell Bew with Armor 4 on head for preventing equipment destruction, Shy Reindeer on face for boosting AA and skill damage reduct, Goshen Dream with Armor 4 and Physical Damage Reduct on mouth for boosting AA and skill damage reduct and sustained healing while under abnormal status, Rock and Roll Cactus or Fate Wheel with Blasphemy 4 on back for reducing cooldown of skills, an Amethyst Creature or Emotional Cleaner with Blasphemy 4 on back for increasing skill damage reduct. As for headwear cards, you may use any of the following for improving survivability. You may also opt to inlay a Dark Illusion Star card to instacast Bloodline of the Deceased. Take note that you may also use GVG rental gears, God artifacts, and 6v6 team competition headwear for specific situations. Up next, here are the other upgrades that you can invest in to further improve your survivability in battle. For Acer Monument, activating all the nodes will grant the following stats. Notably, it provides 13% demi-human damage reduct, 10% physical and magic damage reduct, 13% max HP, 15% physical and magic defense, and 52.2 crit res. For guild buffs, max out your HP, survive, and rest blessings in guild blessings. Then prioritize upgrading all defense and elemental damage reduction in guild prayers. For Oracle Mirror Extract, the top option for attack attributes is Wingstaff for sustain, since attacks of her Hellhounds are considered single target skills. While for defense attributes, you may extract any of the following depending on the stat you're lacking. And lastly, for Ancient Relics, there are several possible options, so just choose depending on your playstyle and budget. Horn of the Unyielding to protect against burst damage, Horn of the Watcher to debuff hiding enemies, Divine Hymn Carver to prevent your armor from being converted, Elf's Piccolo for a no-dex build, or Year Necklace against Phantom Dancers. Finally, here are some tips for using Hela in PvP battle. First, make sure all these buffs are included in Prepare for Elite, Bloodline of the Deceased, Deadly Poison, and your preferred Interference skill. Personally, I recommend using Dex Interference to prolong the enemy's cast time and to reduce their hit. As for the manual skill bar setup, you'll need at least 2 rows to fit all the essential skills. Place the most frequently used skills in the first row and the second most used skills in the second row. I prefer manually casting skills to improve skill rotation. Next, before entering the arena, make sure you have enough poison to cast Deadly Poison. Consume all meal bees to boost stats, and 6 stacks of Prontera Royal Salad to reduce skill delay and prevent dying. For the item quick bar, include your mount, alloys, and other Guild Cafe consumables if applicable. Before entering the arena, attack first the dummy to steal attributes. Once the converted attributes exceed 40 points, activate the Black Party buff to enhance the effects of all your active skills. Then summon your 2 Hellhounds using Garm, which will follow you all the time even when you're changing maps. When inside the arena, cast Prepare for Elite to activate your self buffs. Bloodline of the Deceased is used for increasing max HP and converting the damage from Harvester, as well as other HP loss damage like Poison, Bleed, and Burn status to healing for yourself. If Black Party is active, Bloodline of the Deceased will be shared to all teammates, so they will also become invisible for 6 seconds due to Hela's passive. Deadly Poison is used for boosting elemental damage reduction except poison by 50% for 30 seconds. It also has synergy with Bloodline of the Deceased, which inflicts a self-poison status that is converted to healing. Additionally, the Hide and Seek passive skill will make Hela's teammates enter hiding and increase their skill damage reduction by 15% for 8 seconds after Hela uses buff skills. After that, you can start attacking enemies with Bottled Ghost so that your Hellhounds will follow the target you're attacking and trigger the stat steal. This will ensure that you have enough stolen attributes to recast Black Party when the cooldown ends. Your sustainability in battle will largely depend on your Hellhound's attacks as it synergizes with the Wingstaff extract in Oracle Mirror. Once your target's HP is less than 25%, cast Fatal Dream to instantly kill them. If Black Party is active, it will still deal HP loss even if their HP is above the insta-kill HP limit condition. As a support, it's not a priority to get a kill by your own, so make sure that your DPS knows which targets are already debuffed and ready for the kill. For debuffing enemies, you should spam No Near the Dog to reduce their attributes and to prevent them from getting resurrected. This will help ensure that you have enough stolen attributes to recast Black Party. You may also target classes with spammable skills like Saint and Thor using Forgetful Wine to prevent them from spamming their skills. When caught in a sticky situation, just cast any buff skill to hide and then reposition, and if suffering from fatal damage, your Hellhound will be sacrificed to save you from death, so make sure to recast Garm when both Hellhounds are out. And there you have it, my updated full support guide for Hela. Hopefully this video has given you valuable insight on how to optimize your Hela for PvP. Please feel free to leave a comment if you have any question or suggestion. Alright, that's it for this video guys. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed watching this guide. If you're new here, I would love for you to consider subscribing by hitting the red subscribe button down below. I would love to have you back. Thank you for watching and see you in our next episode.